All right, here we are. We are going to be jumping into Scarlet Hollow. The new update is out. So excited. So we are going to be playing. So excited. We are going to load. We are Irinixis. Right, saving game. All right, continue. Yes, we will jump in with a full recap because that is what we do. The funeral of Pearl Ann Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. So what do you say? You want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against the darkening sky? That sort of thing. You'll eat them words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of them woods at dawn. Single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight, while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Can you hear the sweet whispers of new growth? Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs his shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way. As it grasps for Bernie, with oddly jointed limbs, while Stella stares in shocked silence, as if paused, watching as the other creatures attempts to wrangle Gretchen into the darkness, her desperate cries going unheeded. You dive for Gretchen, attempting to snatch her away from the thing's misshapen hands. Oh, Irinixis, my hero! You manage to grab her, but the creature isn't deterred. It rears back on its hind legs, its mouth opening, whispered tones sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. But then there's the deafening blast of Duke's shotgun, and suddenly it is gone. Oh my god! Oh my god, what do we do? Stella, keep an eye on them for us. Make sure they don't get any more trouble. Welcome home. I'm going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. But listen, you better stay out of trouble today. I want you home by sunset. I don't want to hear any more complaints. Just do what I ask and we won't have any more problems. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Sunset. Wow, that's some heavy stuff. No wonder Stella seems distant. I'm going to keep my ears open for you. The diner is where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot about what goes on around here. I'll let you know if anyone mentions those monsters or anything else strange or unusual. I'm excited. I forgot me and Avery were friends on this one, so that's good. Have either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I want to make sure it isn't getting into trouble out there. Nothing strenuous, we promise. Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now anyways. I'm the only person in this town who truly cares about your safety. Don't forget that. Even if it's already too late to stop what's going to happen. You're interrupted by sudden movement out of the corner of your eye. A girl carrying a bundle of snacks pops through a hole in the fence and disappears over the crest of a hill. I guess the old Maxwell place doesn't cut it as a secret hangout spot these days. As you pull out your phone and dial your cousin. What is it? You know I'm in a meeting. A kid just snuck into the shaman. I figured you should know. What? Are you serious? Why do things keep happening to me? Ugh, whatever. I'll head over there as soon as I can. Just stay where you are and wait for me, all right? God, I don't even know why I'm trying to reason with you. It's not like you'll listen. Correct. Where's Kanika? Is anyone noticing that Kanika is just like not here? What? My dad is a foreman at the continuous mining facility, and he says they only abandoned this mine because they were. My dad is a foreman at the continuous mining facility, and he says that they only abandoned this mine because there wasn't enough coal left. So it's actually really safe, and we can hang out here whenever we want. Correction, your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he even has a job tomorrow morning. My dad says our house is haunted. She's interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. Usually it mentions Kanika right here. What happened to Kanika? You turn to see Becca and Alexis gone, and Rosalina's anxiously hovering in front of a small tunnel in the cavern wall. She freezes as you notice her. So Kanika is she's this like gothic character in the game, and she's usually in these scenes. She's Stella's best friend, and she's usually like right there. But I'm like, what happened to Kanika? Why is she not here? Like, there's something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it, but you can feel it in your chest, like the deep growl of a predator. What do you think you're doing? Stay away from there. Maybe she hasn't got any dialogue that involves you. Maybe. It's just interesting that it got pulled out of the recap. Irinixis, are you alright? You and Tabitha manage to squeeze through the entrance just as the walls of the mine come crashing down. Oh shit, you're okay, thank God. You could have all died in there. What did you weirdos do? Everything was fine until you all dolts showed up. Probably a bug, yeah, because the game was just updated, so. Shut up! Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. Two of them now, my babies. What happened to your glass house? Asshole squatter, move in. Kick Dustin Mom out. Are you ready to leave, Jane? As you're ready to leave, Janie approaches you from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the two of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Oh, Irinixis, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just wanted to say that I am so sorry you got caught up in all that. You two did right by those kids, though. What a blessing everybody got out of that situation, all right. If I'm remembering correctly, I have talk to animals and keen eye. Morning. Morning, is the new blend ready? Of course. Irinixis, if you'd like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will be just a minute. Oh, excuse me. Wait, you're Irinixis, aren't you? My name's Bo. I'm Duke's boy. It's a pleasure to meet you. The policeman told me you saw what happened to my daddy. And with that, breakfast is served. Yeah, Kanika's supposed to be right here. He's a dog. Not only is this mayor a dog, but judging from the series of portraits lining the wall, every mayor of Scarlet Hollow has been a dog. You can tell this dog is the mayor from this little sash and his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. Oh, I saw her in the distance, so she is still around. They didn't, delete her from the game. Before you can catch up and come up to your companions, you're intercepted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. Sounds like old Gretchen and the mayor have some unresolved issues, wouldn't you say? I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Irinixis. Everyone's been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. If you'd ever like to discuss your beliefs, my door is always open. Basement is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spends all of his time confined to a studio. Discarded canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corner of the room. Hiding the bare basement floor, ghoulish faces coat the walls and paint, sneering out at their creator. Anyway, make yourself comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately. Haven't been cleaning much. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Stella's nervous, talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense, his shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly's eyes watch you with a sharp, fierce gaze. Yeah, Kanika's sitting right here, and she's not mentioned in the dialogue. So yeah, it's definitely some kind of a bug that's happening. That's Monstera. This one's Irinixis. So we were talking about maybe watching a movie sometime this week with it while Irinixis is still in town. We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever going to change. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in that basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sakes. I can't believe I'd have to ask permission from my mom just to have friends over. It stops mid-sentence. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix. Silence as Dr. Kelly eyes shoot open. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Hey, you're here sooner than I expected. I hope dinner went okay. Hey, hope I'm not too late. Have I missed any creepy paranormal stuff? Oscar settles as the door swings open. Hold it. You're not taking my cousin along on any more of your little hijinks without me. Whoa. This is where I've seen it. It appears on top of the stain. Stella pulls the carpet, revealing a hatch. The floor around it is stained in a reddish brown. I'm going for it. Wait, do you hear music? Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadows rises to attention. Stella? There you are. I would have found you sooner, but the resident clearly doesn't want me here. It doesn't seem like the same issue with these miserable little parasites. Bottom feeders always manage to slip through the cracks, don't they? The sin of the father are laid upon the children. Bullshit! I hope I didn't come too late. It wants something, doesn't it? And I think you know which of you should volunteer. You must be joking. You take a step towards the light. Sybil is right. Please don't do this. Oh yeah, I turned old in this one. You wordlessly step into the spotlight. I'm sorry, Irinixis. I don't think I can talk right now. I'll call you, okay? And I'm romancing Stella. It's all coming back to me now. She hurries off the road. Before I go, Sybil places a hand on your arm, holding you back for a moment. I'm sure you have questions after everything you saw tonight, and about what happened to you. But let's not get into it here. I think everyone could use a little rest and relaxation right now, yourself included. If you swing by the tea room sometime tomorrow, say early afternoon, you and I can have a little chat. I'll see you then, Irinixis. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and fall into bed. Suddenly, you're there, buried under your family's musty covers. You open your eyes, and it's a new day. And you feel like shit. You check your messages. There's nothing from Stella. You take this tea, sipping it delicately. The citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced with the earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. But the aftertaste combines the two flavors into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. Now, on to business. Syl takes a cup from you, staring thoughtfully into the sludge. Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. You've got just about every warning that can fit into the bottom of a cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass. All of these mean death, misery, difficulty, and the hourglass ties it all together with definitive urgency. It's fair to assume that this all has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure. But we may at the very least be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here. A cat. An enemy lurking in plain sight. This is wild. I have no idea any of this was here. An entire hospital wing rotting away for decades behind some flimsy drywall? His voice sounds distant. Your sole focus is finding it, your feet moving without prompting, and you stumble down the hallway towards the far wall, barely registering the antique clutter as you stagger past it. Whoa, are you okay? You don't respond, and you don't bother to retrieve the axe. The wall is rotten, water damage have eaten away at the wood. Over the course of unknown years, the planks nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it. Enemies upstairs, enemies outside. We're surrounded. Even if I get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe. As Reese tears at his clothes, paint bubbles out from the canvases, his ghoulish figure peeling themselves out. Their ghoulish figures peeling. No, his ghoulish figures. His ghoulish figures peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional world, invading yours, crawling up the walls. Grab my hand, I'll pull you out. Leave us alone. Dr. Kelly opens the door. The two of you stare out the window, out into the hallway. Oh, there he is, Monster Boy. Bang, bang. Is this what you're so afraid of? Hand over the tranquilizer. This is our shot. But you didn't take the tranquilizers, did you? As the shot rings out, Reese's body is thrown to the wall, gunshot in hand. Your cousin rounds the corner and trains her weapon on his writhing body. Your cousin pours gasoline over his body, and she lights a match. He screams as he is erupted into flames. You sit on the log beside Stella. Irinixis, the ghost really did a number on you. I just wanted to offer a suggestion for how to spend your time tomorrow. Tabitha will be busy out at the mines. Take advantage of that. Forbidden places won't be forbidden without her around to stop you. Explore the estate. You might find something interesting if you know where to look. So are you coming in? You drift off together, limbs intertwined, exhausted and safe and comforted. Tomorrow may bring some new horror, or it might not, but whatever happens, you'll face it together. It is time to continue your journey. All right, that is the recap. We are now in new gameplay. Woohoo! All right. You wake up to the sound of bird song and to the welcome aroma of breakfast sizzling down the hall of Stella's intimate, cozy cottage. Oh, she's making us breakfast. As you stretch, the soft cotton of her sheets slides against your skin. The aches and pains you've accumulated this week feel distant, lessened by the brief lightness Stella has brought to your life. You've had a good night's sleep, and though you can tell it hasn't chased the bone-deep exhaustion away, you feel slightly more whole. Join her in the kitchen. Well, if it isn't little Stella's overnight guest. So happy that she finally seems to be adding a third member to our little pack of two. Though I hope you know you'll need to make space for little old me and that bed if you intend to spend any more of your evenings here. We come as a pair, she and I. Already choking on voices. Alright, here we go. Stella. Irinixis. Hope I wasn't too noisy in here. I wanted you to be able to get some more sleep. I know it's early. Still, it can't be too bad to wake up to somebody making pancakes for you, even if it is at the crack of dawn. Ah! You take a step forward, leaning in close. You can feel Stella's smile broaden as you plant a gentle kiss on her cheek. Aw, you're an Irinixis. You can do better than that. Before you can pull away, she takes your face in her flour-dusted hands, pressing her soft lips to yours. She smirks as she turns back to the pan. How'd you sleep? Aren't I the host here? Isn't that what I'm supposed to ask you? But I slept great. Of course I did. Thanks again for everything you did yesterday. You have no idea how light I feel right now. Alright, let's look at our options. This music is loud on my end. It was so nice to wake up knowing your face would be the first I see. I can't believe you made pancakes. Thank you for making breakfast. You really didn't have to go through all this trouble. Pancakes, say nothing. Honestly, I'm very food motivated. I can't believe you made pancakes. You are amazing. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and I wanted to make sure today started out special. You've really been there for me this week, Irinixis. Making you food is the least I can do. And that's the last one. Let's have our breakfast. Ourselves a little breakfast feast. Stella motions for a pancake laden, or Stella motions with a pancake laden plate towards the table. You take a seat. Take a bite of your pancakes. Hey, before we figure out our plans for today, we should talk about Reese. Wayne stopped by while you were in the shower. Wayne said Tabitha wouldn't be around. I think we should bust into the Forbidden Wing. What's the plan for today? What if we just take a chill day? No ghosts, no mysteries, just hanging out before I leave in a few days. I'm so excited to spend the day with you. It's so good to have been back. I really missed you yesterday. First I'm gonna take a bite of the food because she made it for me, and again, food motivated. You take a multi-layered bite of Stella's pancakes. They are incredible. A perfectly crispy crust with a light and fluffy interior, still steaming from the heat of the pan. With a generous pour of maple syrup, adding a flavorful sweetness, a rich buttery aftertaste lingers on your palate. That sounds so good. A stack of these, made with love by someone who cares about you, is a perfect way to start your day. Pancakes are life. LOL, honestly. I think I have pancakes in the fridge that just need to be like microwaved. Not that those are anything compared to like fresh baked, but my brain's just like, pancakes. I do have those. Like, before we figure out our day, we should talk about Reese. No, we're not going to talk about Reese. I'm not going to be like, hey, good morning, babe. These pancakes are phenomenal. By the way, I burned your best friend from childhood alive yesterday with my cousin. How romantic. I am so excited to spend the day with you. Like, we're just gonna be romantic. I love her Salem shirt, by the way. I just noticed that. I feel the same way. Now we just have to figure out what to do, which I've been thinking about, actually. It seems like everything that's happened so far is connected to your family. I've been itching to explore the Forbidden Wing since I first started hanging out with Tabby. Maybe we can sneak in today and see if it has any clues. How can we be sure Tabby won't be there? Because Wayne already told me, duh. As soon as Tabitha told me about the Forbidden Wing, I've needed to see what was in there. Hell yeah, let's snoop. Yes, Tabitha will keep no more secrets from me. I hate it up there at the estate. Do you want to do some mystery stuff today? Maybe we can do chill instead. Are you sure about this? Alternate plan. We sit around here all day watching TV and not sticking our nose in spooky problems. See, I really don't think she would accept any alternate plan. This is Stella we're talking about. As soon as Tabitha told me about the Forbidden Wing, that the Forbidden Wing was forbidden, I've needed to see what's in there. Right? You can't just name something the Forbidden Wing and expect people not to want to explore it. She's practically asking us to sneak in. Let's do it. Alright, pancakes have been eaten and I am fueled up for today's activities. Let's head out. Stella stands up, Gretchen hopping down from her chair to stand at Stella's side, and the two of them lead you to the door and out into the chilly morning air. You walk through the town in quiet. It's early, and then you can smell the dinner cooking up breakfast for hungry miners and brewing coffee for cops to sip, while ignoring the horrors plaguing Scarlet Hollow. Main Street is deserted. You and Stella feel like the only people in the world watching the sun rise over the library. The estate looms, there we go. The estate looms over the three of you, more unwelcoming than it's ever been. As if the small bit of time did you really? I win! I win at life! Awesome. I have pancakes. Okay. Now I have to try to talk and. How am I supposed to voice act and eat? Oh no. It's not like there's gonna be anything that happens where I'm not reading forever. Maybe I'll get lucky. The estate looms over the three of you more unwelcoming than it's ever been, as if the small bit of time you've spent away in a warm house, still full of the love that's built, still full of the love that built it, has made the mere thought of the crumbling manor unbearable. Oh, dear, I've forgotten how dreadfully thin the air all the way up here is. How ever does Miss Tabitha survive at such a great an altitude? Perhaps that's why she's got such a sour disposition. Wow, I can barely remember the last time I made my way up that hill. Pearland didn't exactly make it easy for me to see Tabitha, so we usually hung out anywhere else we could think of. Your aunt had a tendency to shoot first and ask questions later, so I figured it was best not to risk winding up at the business end of her shotgun. You only make that mistake once. It's sad to see how much worse it's gotten. That cliff used to be a lot further away from the house, but it's claimed a lot of ground. The place looks like it could fall any day now. It used to be such a beautiful house. Odd sadness that creeps into Stella's eyes as she looks at the place around. Oh, hold on. The odd sadness that creeps into Stella's eyes as she looks up at the place makes you wonder if it's really the house she's concerned about after all. A home is often a reflection of its occupants, and even if they had died a long time ago, it's never easy to see someone you once cared about decay and collapse in on themselves. Take a few bites here. Together, you cross the threshold, the ancient door creaking open to reveal the familiar dusty foyer. Excuse me, leave me alone. Go away. Knowing Tabitha isn't here to keep you in that line gives the place a feeling like you have complete ownership of the place, and that any secrets it once held are yours to be uncovered. If only you can figure out where to look. You can feel how much the floor is tilting. You can feel how much the floor is tilting. Geez, this place has really gone to the dogs since the last time I was here. Why, I take offense to that. If it had gone to the dogs, they would be considerably more comfortable pillows and considerably less cat. I can smell her already. That loathsome feline stench prevails every inch of this house. Pervades, my bad. Everything feels so much older and disused. I can't believe Tabitha is still living here. I'm sure she has a lot of memories tying her to this place, but it feels like it could come down around our ears any second. So, where to first? Explore your bedroom. The door to the forbidden wing. I guess let's go to my bedroom, because why is that an option? I guess I can introduce her to Dustin and Dustin's mom. Let's go up to my room first. Oh, you got something up there you want to show me? Yeah, I got possums. I got 2 of them. Still gives you a flirtatious wink. Lead the way. She's flirting with me, and I'm like, I got possums, babe. You gotta see the possums. Oh, man. Plus, I got a goat in the greenhouse. Can't remember his name, though. Check out my jar of possums. The two of you make your way up the rickety stairs and into the guest room. Please let me introduce her to my possums. Bull! Oh, sorry, Frou-Frou. So we meet again, Frou-Frou. Why has it been so long? I'm sure you've missed me terribly. If only you were in the grave where you belong, I could spit upon it. My bad. You'll have to wait a while to indulge in that pleasure, my dear feline friend. There they go again, growling and hissing at each other like always. Gretchen usually gets along really well with cats, but I guess Frou-Frou is just too much of a capital C cat. While I am loath to part with the loving warm spot I have made on the empty sheets, I cannot stomach your foul donkey stench any longer. Frou-Frou leaps from her spot on the bed, launching onto the hallway and galloping down the stairs. Good riddance! Anyway, if I remember correctly, this is Pearl Ann's old room, right? Tabitha really wanted no time getting this place turned over for guests. Really wasted no time getting this place turned over for guests. Oh, I'm sleeping in Pearl Ann's old bedroom. Gross. Someone has been here. The closet is wide open, and its contents have been dragged out into the room. A discolored residue smeared on some of the larger boxes, giving the hint as to who might be behind the invasion of privacy. Wayne. Holy shit, that mess has got to be Wayne, right? I think I'd know if you were that messy. Sorry. Okay, so that is exactly what we're gonna do. Does this mean this is where Pearl Ann died? Because she died of sleep apnea. I wouldn't know. Tabitha hasn't really said anything about it, but she died in her sleep, so one can assume. It's okay. Now you can just sleep in my bed for the rest of the week. If Tabitha gets mad, oh well, she shouldn't have made you sleep in a dead lady's bed without even telling you. Okay, you make your way to the dresser, pulling out the drawer to check in on the little possums. Oh, Dustin left me. But they're gone. You rifled through the nest you made for them, but no opossums lurk within. It's just an empty drawer. Oh, are you getting changed? I could give you some privacy. Or not. Oh, whichever. Reef, it absolutely reeks of possum in here. Dustin is missing! Something has happened to my dear possum friend. Huh? You have a little possum friend named Dustin who lives in your drawers. The drawers next to where you sleep. I'm sorry. Your little friend wandered off. Possums are very cute. I can understand why you'd worry. I guess Frou-Frou must have spooked him, but he is a wild animal, so he'll be fine on his own. And I'm, glad you took that shower at my place. Honestly, Stella, I don't know if we can date anymore. So, Stella, I think we need to break up because you are very uncool about my possum, and I don't like you anymore. I don't think we are romantically compatible. Yes, Fancy. I will only date you if you are chill with Dustin and Dustin's mom. Like, it goes deeper. You gotta be cool with his mom, too. Like... Because actually, I didn't only have Dustin in my drawer. I had two possums hanging out in there. Like, you slide the drawer shut. But seriously, where's Dustin? Like, I'm so concerned about Dustin right now, and I can't go further, and that really bothers me. Like, I want to go check on Dustin. Like, I need to find him. The closet was not like this yesterday morning. Investigate the closet. I don't like the look of this. Go to the Forbidden Wing instead. Yeah, his mom was in there too. I lost 2 possums in one night. You and Stella cross the room to investigate the open closet door. Oh, the back of it hangs lightly ajar. It looks like it was never a solid wall at all, but rather a door previously hidden behind the pile of boxes and papers that was dragged out of the way overnight. There is no doorknob, only a small circle of metal where a doorknob would be, punctuated with a keyhole. You can't help but notice that the doll from the other day is conspicuously absent. Oh, why thank you. I love this. This is cool. I feel so fancy. It's fine. Oh, my goodness. Why thank you. Dear say. I love this. All right, back to what I was doing. What was I doing? I was reading. You can't help but notice that the doll from the other day is conspicuously absent, both from the closet and the pile of garbage flowing out of it. Is that hidden door? Yes, I knew it. I knew there was going to be a hidden passages. Stella whips out her camera, nearly fumbling and dropping it in excitement. But she regains her steadiness, aiming it into the gloom of the closet at the sliver of light from the room beyond. Stellars, you are not going to believe this. We're here in the Scarlet Estate trying to get to the bottom of what exactly is going on around town, and have just uncovered this hidden door in Irinixis' closet. I think you're right, Stella. Wayne is behind this. There used to be a really creepy doll in here, and it's gone. Do you think Tabitha's gonna get mad at you for filming here, like legal action mad? Honestly, that is a little bit of my concern. Like, bro, this is kind of rude. We're going in. Guess we found the forbidden wing. You're gonna be the death of me. Okay, so first off, legal concerns. Do you think Tabitha's gonna get mad at you for filming in here, like legal action mad? That's the nature of journalism. It takes risks to get information out into the world, whether that risks of bodily harm or legal consequences for sneaking into my friend's old house. And if we don't find anything, I don't pose any. And if we don't find anything, I don't post anything. But if we do find something, it blows your dark, possibly incriminating family secrets wide open. Well, I guess that's a problem for future Stella to figure out. There used to be a really creepy doll in here. It's gone, Stella. Maybe we'll find it somewhere in there. Maybe the doll is behind everything bad that's been happening here. Yes, we found our way into the Forbidden Wing. There could be anything on the other side of that. There could be anything on the other side of that door. Some kind of unspeakable monster, maybe a devious trap, or perhaps the answer to the mysteries that have been plaguing Scarlet Hollow. Or it could just be a boring room, and all of this buildup will have been for nothing. Only one way to find out. That's the spirit, Stella. Stella steps forward, filming as she dramatically opens the door, its hinges creaking appropriately. Together, you enter the forbidden wing of the Scarlet Estate. She's only courting you for the inside scoop. Yeah, she doesn't care about me. She just cares about secrets and mysteries. The room you find yourselves in is mostly barren, with no real furniture to speak of. The wallpaper is peeling with neglect, and the floor tilts uncomfortably beneath you. Already you can see why Tabitha would be so intent on keeping you out of these unused rooms. This doesn't feel like a place for humans anymore. I love the look on Stella or Gretchen's face. She's just like, I don't want to be here. like, uh, Stella continues forward excitedly, camera held up to catch every detail. You follow her into the hallways beyond the small, forgotten room. Wow. An exclusive look at the ruins of the Stella Estate, or the Scarlet Estate. Even if we don't find anything supernatural in here, this is already great stuff. Oh, Stella, it is a miracle we've survived so long. The places you drag me to sometimes. My goodness gracious. Before you is a long hallway, age-stained curtains fluttering in the breeze, flowing in through cracked glass. Weak sunlight illuminates the dust dancing on the air. An ornate entryway, its door long gone, breaks the monotony of the faded wallpaper, and the staircase looms at the far end. You can't help but notice the tracks leading up and down the grimy hallway floor. Clearly, the Forbidden Wing is only forbidden for some. Oh, those are fresh prints. Those prints belong to that vile shell of a those prints belong to that vile shell of a man. I'm certain of it. His scent is unmistakable. Looks like our friend has been doing some exploring of his own. We'll have to be careful. I'd rather not run into him while sneaking around in here. Um, ornate entryway. You both make your way to the dark doorway in the middle of the corridor. It seems like some kind of entertainment room, the sort you'd expect out of fancy rich people who wanted to show off. The stench of mildew is strong here. Your already weakened lungs ache from the strain of breathing in such toxic air. Oh yeah, I'm old. You can see why Tabitha doesn't want you exploring these rooms. There's a large painting on the far wall of the room. From a distance, it looks like it might depict the town. Geez, it's a miracle any of this is still standing. Tabitha should really think about moving before this half of the house decides to finish falling off the cliff. This room makes my nose tingle, and not in a pleasant sense of the word. Your eyesight isn't what it was just a few days ago, but you've learned to work around the degradation of your vision. As Stella excitedly films B-roll of the ruined parlor, your eyes are drawn to a bookshelf, or rather, what's left of a bookshelf, hanging by a single rusted hinge. Its sagging shelves reveal some sunless space beyond, once hidden, now exposed by the rot of this house. And it seems that Stella has spotted it too, as she turns her camera towards the dark entryway. Oh, shit, fans are gonna love this! Explore the painting, explore the hidden room. Let's go to the painting first. The painting highlights a number of old buildings and locales, many of which you've already visited. The old town, the estate, the mines, and the clinic. So this is this is the town hall. This is the church. This is the mines. I'm assuming all of this. And then I can't identify what anything else is. Maybe the general store? Or maybe the hospital? I don't know. Maybe this is the hospital? Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell. Um, anyways, back to reading. The town hall, the estate, the mines, and the clinic, still called a hospital at the time of the painting. And then there are places you've yet to see, the church, as well as the historical Callaways, or the Tremaine homestead. Tremaine homesteads. Oh, that's where the farmers live. And that would be our little town. Oh, there's a plaque under it. In commemoration of Enoch's. Commemoration? Am I pronouncing that correctly? Commemoration. That sounded more correct than the first two tries, but I don't know what I did differently. In commemoration of Enoch Scarlet, head of the Scarlet Hollow Landmark Revitalization Project, let the past never be forgotten. Oof, I feel like whatever's right. I feel like writing something like that is just asking to wind up gathering dust in a neglected room like this. Let this be a lesson to all of my viewers, looking to immortalize their life's work. So, all two of you, maybe, investigate the hidden room. Stella gives you a helpful boost over the wide crack in the floor, her her strong hands hoisting you across with ease. Together, you duck between the shelves, entering the dark room. The space is dark, its features barely illuminated by the faint light trickling in through the myriad of cracks and holes in the walls. The wallpaper, a deep, exquisite red, adds a blood-like glow to the dimness. Ooh, there's so much to see in this room. The walls are lined with ornate display cabinets, some empty, some still presenting their antique treasures. Nestled between the cabinets, a single tall bookshelf remains standing, its occupants dusty but mostly intact. But all of these are ornamental details. Your focus is drawn to an expensive-looking antique desk in the center of the room. This room stinks to high heaven. And it's a lively stink, not like the dead stink of the rest of this awful house. Unless my nose deceives me, I do believe there is some kind of wild animal in here. A possum, if I had to hazard a guess. Is it my son? Dustin, love me! But if anything tries to lay a single paw on my Stella, they'll have hell to pay, mark my words. Gretchen barks out at the rest of the room, attempting to intimidate whatever it is she smells. Shh, Gretchen, we wouldn't want anyone to find us here. Who knows? They might try to seal it back up. Oh, I can pronounce this. Amontillado. Amontillado? Amontillado style. I really hope I didn't butcher that. Please tell me I didn't butcher that. Come on. Ugh, I loved that story. Gretchen quiets down, but that doesn't stop her from thoroughly investigating the space. This is it, Stellars, the kind of find every urban explorer hopes for. A hidden room, locked away in the Scarlet Estate, full of weird artifacts and keepsakes no one was ever supposed to find. They weren't counting on a couple of investigative documentarians like us to go looking, but here we are, about to blow your family's sordid past wide open. Investigative documentarians? Is that what YouTubers are? I'm not going to be a brat. I'm just going to go straight to the desk. You step towards the desk. Maybe there's something worth finding in its drawers. Alright, open the top drawer. The top drawer mostly contains old-timey letter-writing materials, complete with a fancy dagger-shaped letter opener and a wax stamping kit emblazoned with the initials ES. The wax seems slightly gnawed. Underneath you find a pile of crumbling financial documents, scrawled in neat cursive, in every spot that needed a signature in the name Enoch Scarlet. This must be his desk, meaning this must also be his study. And hidden among the documents, you find an ancient photograph. A stern blonde man stares up at you from the detritus at the bottom of the drawer, a face you're surprised to find you recognize. It's the man from your vision, the one from the hospital bed. Hey, I've seen that before. That's the picture of Theodore they put in the local history books. That's your great-great-uncle or something, the one who died in the collapse. He didn't die in the collapse. I had a vision about him yesterday. Hey! Enoch said he was working with a witch and that she'd be able to help him fix things. But this was the hospital after the collapse. He didn't die in the collapse. He and Enoch talked to the hospital afterwards. Teddy was supposed to come home. Let's save that, because she is recording this for YouTube, and let's not tell the YouTuber world about witches yet. He didn't die in the collapse. He and Enoch talked in the hospital afterwards. Teddy was supposed to come home. I say that like I'm not having a vision, which makes me the witch in this scenario. Oh well. Stella focuses the camera on you as you explain the vision you saw yesterday. She's clearly shocked by this revelation, drinking in every word, eyes growing wide. But the whole town was supposed to have died in the collapse. For over a century, that was the story we've been told. But if he didn't, what happened after he was brought back here? Maybe he never made it home. If he died in the hospital from his injuries, that isn't so different from dying in the collapse, right? Was he the prisoner, maybe? Avery in the ghost thing. That would be interesting. An interesting development. You close the drawer. Open the bottom drawer. Bottom drawer jams as you attempt to pry it open. It would seem that even after all these years, the lock on it still holds. If only you had a little more strength. But your strength is in Charlie's now, isn't it? That's rude. I'm too old to open a drawer. Stella, help. Hold on, let me give it a shot. Don't overwork yourself. With a thunk of cracking wood, it slides open. You're surprised to see familiar faces staring up at you from within a nest of odd glass vials. Wait, how did you get locked in the drawer? Let me at them. I'll tear their little throats out. Whoa, hey, calm down, Gretch. We don't need you getting riled up right now. Dustin and Dustin's mom play dead. Now I can't ask them questions. No, Gretchen, Dustin and Dustin's mom are friends. You don't need to fight them. You don't have to be so dramatic. Gretchen doesn't even have teeth to bite with. Stella's got a hold of Gretchen. You're not going to be attacked. You can relax. No, Gretchen. Dustin and Dustin's mom are my friends. You don't need to fight them. Dustin? Why? I didn't know you went around befriending every disgusting little wild animal in town. I was unaware I associated with someone with such low breeding. Gretchen, you are rude. Both of you are rude. You are no longer invited into my house. You need to leave. Both of you. Gretchen and Stella. Stella, we are not together anymore, and Gretchen, you can leave. I would rather hang out with Frou Frou, who is mean to everybody, unbiasedly, than you, Gretchen, who is rude specifically to my friend Dustin. You can leave. I'm very upset. Though, I suppose I could learn something from you. It could reflect well on me to choose to mingle with the occasional riffraff. One shouldn't be too unkind to those who are lesser. But if it means I put up with such odorous beasts as these... Okay, Gretchen, you can leave. Yes, I will somehow find it in my heart to look past this. I am a lady, after all. No, you are not. You are vile. As the barking stops, Dustin stirs, life returning to his tiny little body, though his mom remains in her half-dead state. Right, Dustin and human friends. And human big and strong protect Dustin from ugly dog. Yeah, ugly dog. Gretchen is being rude. Okay. How did you get here? Are there any secrets you know about? Can I pet you? I will be very gentle. Please, Dustin! Are you gonna come back and live in my room? Okay. How did you get here? Other human come into room. Scary human. It scared Dustin and Dustin mom. Other human did much moving around. Dustin afraid that Dustin house would be moved too, and maybe Dustin would be eaten by scary human. But Dustin know about many place to hide, so Dustin and Dustin mom come here. Can I pet you? I'll be very gentle. Dustin appears to think about it, glancing at the form of his pseudo-dead mother, and then back up at you. Okay. Along Dustin's back, rubbing him gently between the ears. He closes his eyes, seeming to enjoy the interaction as much as you do. He feels oddly greasy, and his fur is coarse and thick, but his tiny body is warm and comforting beneath your palm. Aw, how sweet. Yeah, now he's cute. I'll edit that part out of the video. We don't need commenters starting any fights about petting wild animals. They wouldn't understand that you have some otherworldly bond with every animal you meet. Though, maybe exploring that could make it a more interesting new series. Stop trying to make money off of me. Are there any other secrets you know about the Forbidden Wing? Secrets? Just did not know about many secrets. Just didn't know upper room scary. Smell like blood and storms. It's a good hiding place when human come. That's why Dustin down here instead. Nobody ever come here. See a little dark place to sleep to. Other secret Dustin know is stuff that look like food in other small house, not actually food. It not stop Dustin from trying to eat it though. Would turn into food when Dustin not looking. Dustin is so cute. Are you gonna come back and live in my room? This just Dustin house on weekends. But Dustin can't wait for next weekend. I don't suppose you could let me have those vials you're sitting on. Dustin glances down at the vials underneath him and his death-framed mother. He takes a moment before responding, clearly thinking long and hard about it. Okay, weird eggs not as warm as nice clothes human gave Dustin anyway. Perch, come here. Come here. Stop crying. Come here. Perch. Hi, baby. You gonna come say hi to the camera? Oh, hi. Nope, you hit a button with your paw. Kicking stuff. Here we go. Poster Perch, the horse. Yeah. A whiny horse. Alright. You slide a number of vials out from beneath Dustin and his mom, who is still stiff as a board. No, horse. Stay. Stop touching things. You're gonna, like, break the game. I need to save before Perch breaks something. Okay. You slide a number of vials out from beneath Dustin and his mom, who is still stiff as a board. A tiny trickle of drool leaks from the corner of her mouth, leaving a damp trail along the width of them. That's kind of gross. Bye, Dustin! Bye, Dustin's mom! Alright, what did we gain? You close the drawer, returning Dustin and Dustin's mom to their hideaway before turning to Stella with your haul of glass vials. Dustin, lucky human, have a rare good nature. Lucky human reign in hell beast. Dustin almost die like sibling. Oh. All right, let's see what we've got in these bad boys. You can do the honors while I hold the camera. Open the vials. You hold up one of the vials, twisting the cork. It unseals, releasing a smell like an old pond, like decaying leaves and a damp earth. You tug at the corner of the slip of paper, and it unfurls. The writing crossed its surface as crisp and clear as if it had been written. Did I misread that? The writing across its surface as crisp and clear as if it had just been written. Okay. The word just makes a difference in that sentence. To Miss Maeve, I know it has been several years since my last visit, but I do hope you remember the young lad who used to find himself at your doorstep more than you probably would have liked. I write to you now with the utmost urgency. I am not sure if news has yet reached you regarding what transpired just yesterday. But the paper dissolves before you can finish reading it, as if it finally realized that it had been submerged all these years, turning to useless pulp between your fingers. These papers smell so strange, like the woods at night, or old leaves. It would be able to pinpoint it better if not for the overbearing reek of those filthy possums. Gretchen, calm down. Dang. Were you able to get through that? It turned to mush before I could get through a few lines. I mean, you recorded it. Can you always, like, go back to the video? I can only make out bits and pieces. Something like about a Miss Maeve? Yeah, that's about what I got too. Man, it's almost like we made it. It's almost like it was made to not be read. Or it's just really old. Still, maybe if we keep going, we can piece enough of it all together? What do you think? It's unlikely you'll have the chance to return here, and the vials seem too delicate to safely carry with you. Keep reading? Yeah. You open another. Miss Verna, trouble with tea. Your presence requested at once. Okay, T has to be Teddy, who's Theodore. He's the one who, we used the witch to fix his legs because he was in the collapse. And another. Vernita, know what you tried. But do not appreciate the attempt to such subterfuge, though we both. Is Verda the witch? I'm gonna guess Verna? Verena? I'm gonna guess Verena is a witch. Woo. Again, it dissolves. All the letters are addressed to this Miss Maeve, and all are signed E.S., which is Enoch, if you didn't know. Enoch Scarlet. You assume these have to be from Enoch. Many seem unimportant, just listed in time and place. You address meetings between Enoch and whoever this Verena may have been. Before you and Stella know it, the drawer is emptied. The floor around you is scattered with drained vials. The air stinks of wet rat. E.S. has got to be Enoch Scarlet, and that Maeve would be the witch she was talking about in your vision. The one who could fix their problems. Or maybe the witch is Verena? Hard to say. other than that, I'm at a loss. Maybe this will all make more sense once we've explored more of the estate. You step away from the desk. Okay. All right, let's follow the footprints. Let's see where those footprints lead. You find yourself on the third floor of the estate for the first time. As you take in your surroundings, Stella slowly pans the camera down the length of the hall, working to build dread and tension for her future viewers. She clears her throat again, resuming her narration in a charmingly professionally hosting voice. Clearly, Irinixis and I are not the only people who have passed through the supposedly forbidden wing. Who knows? We might wind up running into someone else sneaking around in here. If you're watching this as found footage after the two of us went missing, now you know where to start looking for our bodies. She drops the camera after her morbid joke, her voice returning to its usual casual cadence. Looks like the footprints all good. Looks like the footprints all. Oh my gosh. Looks like the footprints go all the way down this hallway, into that far door. You also notice that there are much fainter tracks leading to the room in front of you, its doorway hidden behind a stack of boxes. These prints are old enough to have accumulated some dust. They were also notably not made by boots. If you had to guess, you'd assume they were loafers or some kind of low heel. Okay, so the window wasn't mentioned at all, so I am very curious about that. You carefully approach the window at the far end of the hall. That sure is a cliff. There is nothing below the window but the tops of distant trees. The grounds having crumbled away, the only thing stopping you from plummeting to your death is the strained foundation that still somehow holds this place together. At least for now. Jesus. Yeah, that's terrifying. Move boxes. You do your best to shove the boxes out of the way. They feel packed full of lead. You can practically hear your shoulders and hips creaking and straining with the effort. But try as you might, you can only budge them about an inch. Then they seem to cement themselves in place, and you find yourself gasping for breath after another few desperate pushes. Here, let me help you with that. You don't need to be straining yourself with with the whole, overnight graying situation. Stella steps in, pushing the stack away from with a bit of strain. I'm glad you're here, Stella. I am weak in my old person body. Woof. Seems like somebody was trying to keep whatever was in there extra secret. Joke's on them. That just makes me want to tell everyone about it even more. Her ladyship's chambers. Explore Edward Dean's bedroom. Ooh. The room is coldly empty. The large antique bed is made, its sheets ancient and dusty, but still somehow gives off the feeling of tidiness, even with cobwebs stretched between each corner of its four-poster frame. Search the desk. You step towards the desk, its drawers practically overflowing with stationery. You start opening drawers. Each one is filled with paper, has stacked haphazardly, practically spilling out as you attempt to dig through for anything important. There better not be any more vermin in these drawers. I've met just about enough uncivilized creatures for today. Thank you very much. All these bills and receipts are in Edwardian's name. Guess we know whose desk this is. The rest of the room is so neat and tidy, it's amazing that her drawers are such a hoarder's nest of old paper. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Scarlet Ladies have always been like this, pretending like they have everything together on the surface, but then being a total mess on the inside. Sounds like Tabby to a T. Oh, don't tell her I said that. When you reach the bottom right drawers, you find something entirely different. Greeting cards, letters, small wrapped packages, some opened, some sealed, some crumpled into messy balls. You open one of the cards. Both pages are taken up by a handwritten note. Tabby, hope you're doing well. Not a day goes by that I don't miss you. Hope Pearl Ann treats you to your best Christmas yet. I'm not sure what sort of doodads you're into these days, so I sent a little something that made me think of you. These have to be my mother. My mom sent birthday card. No, it says dad. Oh, these are from her dad? I made sure they were the best shells of the bunch. Not sure how rare any of them are, but they're awful pretty. And you've still got that beach, and they still got that beach smell. And make sure you put your ear up to 'em too. It doesn't compare to the real thing, but it comes close enough. And in case you think this makes me a cheapskate, I made sure to send along a little cash too, so you can get yourself something a little nicer than glorified beach trash. Make sure you get Pearl Ann to take you to the nice toy store, because that's where I'd take you if I was there. If you get the time, I'd love to hear from you. I miss you so much, Tabby, and I'm always thinking of you. You can come out and visit me anytime. I know you've always wanted to see what it's like out east. I've made sure to write out my address on the back of this card just in case you didn't know how to get a hold of me. I've been missing you, my incredible, wonderful, amazing daughter. All my love, Dad. This makes me hate her mother so much more, or grandmother, because her mom died in childbirth, if I remember correctly. But, like, what the heck? I'm playing a game. What are you doing? This is my nephew. But oh my goodness, because I remember she, I think she views her dad as like a deadbeat dad who just abandoned her. And now, yeah, her dad really loved her and tried. It was just her pain in the butt guardian. Oh my god. Stella lowers the camera, averting its gaze from the deeply personal letters. Tabby said her dad never tried to get in touch, that he just abandoned her. You pull out another from closer to the top of the pile. Happy birthday, Tabby. It's me again, your old dad. So the big 2-0. I can't believe my daughter is such an adult. In my mind, you're still that bouncing little kid doing cartwheels on the front lawn, telling me what various sounds animals make, like you're the professor of animal noises. I have no idea if you read these, but I'll keep writing them, even if sometimes it feels like I'm writing them to a ghost. I mean, we haven't spoken in almost 15 years. You're a whole human being now, and I have no idea what you're like. I like to think we'd get along, though. As always, my address is on the back. I hope you'll decide to come visit me one of these days. I've got a guest room all set up, just in case. It's always ready for you, kid. We better be able to repair her relationship with her dad. Oh my goodness. I love you and I always will, no matter who you turned out to be, love, Dad. There are years and years of these. The bottom drawer is almost entirely unopened envelopes, dated from when Tabitha would have just been a kid. All from him. Kind of looks like Edwardine and Pearl Ann were keeping these from Tabitha on purpose for practically her entire life. I don't even know if we should tell her. I mean, there could have been a good reason, right? Like maybe he was awful and telling her would just be painful and dredge up bad memories, but we're telling her. Are you kidding me? Stella, no. Tabitha deserves one good thing in her life. I don't care if she yells at us for snooping around back here. You're right. She has to know the truth. Yeah, she does. Are you kidding me? You make your way to the closet. It's as lifeless and tidy as the rest of the room. It seems Edwardine kept things neat and orderly, or as neat and orderly as she could, considering the decaying state of the place. This looks to me like where Pearl Ann would go shopping for Tabby's clothes. It's exactly the sort of thing she wears. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've seen her in that dress before. The only thing here besides her clothes and shoes is a box, shoved off to one side. You pick it up. child-sized overalls, striped shirts, a small pair of trousers with suspenders still attached. One of those little sailor suit boys, one of those little sailor suit boys from the 50s were always wearing. Boys' clothes. That's weird. When was the last time a boy was born into the family? Oh my gosh. When you pull out the last shirt, a note is revealed, tucked away in the bottom of the box in a protective plastic sleeve. It's scrawled in an almost unintelligible handwriting, written in some thick, brown, watery ink that's cracked with age. Mommy, I am in here too, and I love you. What the? Even through the shiny stuff, I can smell the blood. And it isn't nice smelling blood either. Put that foul thing back where you found it before it sends me into a frenzy. It's okay, Gretchen. You don't have to squirm so much. It's just paper. Really, really creepy paper. Stella zooms in on the unsettling note, making sure the camera takes in every detail. Okay, I got the footage I need. You should put that back before you get a curse from it or something. Release the Scarlet Files. Yes. What have they been up to? Seriously. Well, I'm trying to like piece things I remember together. And so when we're looking through the morgue files, when we're in the doctor's area, there's a mention of a child dying. A secret child. Yeah, there's a mention of a secret child who dies really, really young. This must be the secret child that died really young. You drop the note back into the box, once again covering it with the clothes. Folks, what you just saw was found in the bottom of a box of boys' clothes hidden away in Edwardine's Scarlet's closet. Yet the only children she supposedly ever had were two girls. This mystery is getting so thick it's gone from gumbo to gravy. Um, and I do wonder, because I'm assuming Wayne is some kind of a possession, because I think my theory with Wayne is that Edward Dean or Pearl Ann. No, it would have been Pearl Ann. My theory is that Pearl Ann killed him because he was Tabitha's boyfriend, and then his ghost got possessed. But I don't know who possessed the ghost to make Wayne a thing. Because Wayne isn't Wayne. Like, he's not Tabitha's ex boyfriend, he's something else. So, yet the only children she supposedly ever had were these two girls. I found, yeah, here it is. I found records yesterday, and actually, Edward Dean had a stillborn boy, middle name Charles. Yeah! Okay. I'm so happy. Okay. Thank you, game, for knowing what I was talking about. Okay. I found records yesterday, and actually, Edward Dean still had a stillborn boy, and his middle name was Charles. Stella's eyes go wide. No way. You're not just winding me up, right? Because that is a bombshell. I mean, do you think Charlie. Then. Oh my god! Okay, hear me out. What if he wasn't stillborn? I mean, he would have been a bastard son, right? I mean, Enoch, the way he was, and the fact that your family has the whole Southern Gothic thing going on. I hope we find more about this. Forget about gravy. This mystery just boiled over. You're done here. Return to the hallway. You and Stella return to the hallway. Explore the middle room. Oh boy, we've got a haunted nursery, everybody. Check the bookshelf. The top shelf is occupied by antique picture books, Dick and Jane nursery rhymes, ancient editions of Grimm's fairy tales. The lower shelves are full of educational material, from children's encyclopedias to writing practice workbooks. From the sheer number of learning-oriented books on the shelf, you get the impression that the children who lived here were not supposed to be as interested in fun and fiction as they were in diction and spelling. But that doesn't seem to have stopped them from making their own fun. You see quite a few books with children's art stuffed in between the pages, the corners peeking out and tiny scribbled hands waving at you from their yellowed paper. You take a particularly doodled-on encyclopedia off the shelf. If Daddy plays with me and Mary Bell, if my family goes to the zoo, if Mommy and Grandpa took us to work, if me and Maribel and Mommy and Daddy and Grandpa have a picnic. I think Maribel. No, that's Alexandria. Maribel is the painting on the wall, I think. And then Alexandra was the name on the foot of the doll in the closet. But I may not be remembering that 100% correctly. Um, all are signed with carefully scrawled signatures of Alexandra Scarlet. Yeah, okay. So yeah, this is the owner of the doll. Um, Alexandra Scarlet is the owner of the doll. And then I'm pretty sure Maribel is the portrait in my bedroom. So apparently they played together. But I don't know who these kids are at all. There's a strange, fantastical element to these pictures. Everyone is smiling and sitting together as any family would in a child's drawing. And yet it feels like these are drawn in the same hopeful way a child would draw a unicorn, expressions of some reality that Alexandra could only dream of. There are less joyful illustrations as well. Daddy napping shows their father sleeping in a chair, a bottle of brown liquid conspicuously drawn on the table next to him. The two girls and what you assume must be Alexandria's doll hovering in the doorway, some distance away. Mommy going to work shows the girls crying in the upstairs window of the house as their mother walks away, an angry face scrawled on her. Maybe Maribel is the doll, but it seems like if you look at the illustration, it looks like Alexandra and another child holding a doll. So I'm assuming it's Alexandra and Maribel, and then they're holding the little doll. Even the son has a sad face. Wow, these are awful. The viewers are going to eat this up. Thanks, Stella. I love your empathy so much. You get the feeling these are more accurate depictions of the girls' lives. Oh no! The last picture you pull out gives you a pause. There's a new figure here, seemingly drawn behind a barrier. The two girls sit on the other side, smiles on their cartoon faces. The boy in the wall. Is this the boy in the prison cell? Boy in the wall. Are you kidding me? People are going to think I planted this or something. It's just too creepy. Stella makes sure to linger on the image, getting plenty of B-roll of the scribbled lines. You leaf through a few of the practiced workbooks, gently turning the near crumbling pages. Reasons Mommy should take me and Mary Bell to the zoo. I have been very good girls. We have been very good girls and have not cried for a whole week. 2. Maribel says elephants are so big and I would like to see one. 3. I think it would be very fun and Mommy would have a good time. These are also the works of Alexandra. You flip through the rest of the book, your eyes unfocused as the many practice sentences and letters copying the pages flash by, but something near the back of the book gives you a pause. In a section that starts with the prompt, Today I, Alexandria continues with, Talked to the boy in the wall. There he is again. More boy on the wall. I'm getting goosebumps. This is just so weird. Hold on a minute. The little boy's clothes, the note, the fact that Edodine had a bastard son at some point. Now a boy in the wall? This is all starting to add up. I guess the boy in the wall isn't the prisoner. It's more likely to be their brother, or is it a brother? I don't know. You and Stella make your way back to the hallway. You continue following the trail of footprints, approaching the farthest room down the hall. The door was clearly meant to be hidden, but it's been left open. Where in the world have you taken me? This place, or where in the world have you taken me? This place is pure evil. It's okay, Gretchen. It's just a big empty room. There's nothing to be scared of. Curtains on the far wall of the room catch your eye. Below them you can see the edge of a tilted section of floor. The smooth white porcelain a strange contrast against the hardwood. You cross the room and yank back the curtain. Stella raises the camera, its lens trailing up the tiles to the meat hook dangling from the end of a heavy chain in the center of the odd shower like a glove. You can just make out the rusty stains of what looks like a long-dried blood in between the tiles. There's been an effort to clean it up, but just enough was missed that it doesn't escape your attention. Well, Stellars, if anybody has any idea what this is, please enlighten us. It almost looks like a place where you'd butcher something. What is it doing all the way up here? Across from the nursery of all places. Stella crosses the room, training the camera on the door on the far side, like the way you entered. It too has been left ajar, as if inviting you to explore what might be beyond it. Yep, our family ate people. Animals. What worse can you do? Other than kill people without remorse. Eat them. The doors to the room seem like they would be almost totally invisible if they hadn't been left open. There aren't handlers or anything, just keyholes. There aren't handles. So it's gotta be a hidden passage. Amazing. Your family really pulled out all the stops when it comes to creepy stuff. Of course they did. It's across from the nursery. Baby sacrifices? Maybe. Scarlet files for real, my goodness. You exit into the short hallway. There are stairs here, leading back down to the lower floors. But there is another door. This is the door! This is the door! This is the door from the vision with Avery. This is the prisoner from the ghost haunt thing. You exit into the short hallway. There are stairs here leading down to the lower floors, but there is also another door. It's hanging ajar. The many locks and deadbolts along its edge glimmer in the weak morning light. The doorframe itself is gouged and splintered, evidence that some desperate creature tried to save itself from the room beyond, time and time again. Holy shit! My goodness gracious. I simply won't step another foot further. As much as I feel I should always be at my dearest Stella's side, this is one place I dare not go. It is simply too dreadful. Gretchen whines reach a fervent pitch. Jeez, okay, I get it. The scary room is too scary for a little dog like you. We don't have to go in. Just don't go running off anywhere. Let's see how the edge of the door is all messed up. Looks to me like something didn't want to be put back in there. Before you can stop her, Stella steps into the little room, the camera drinking in every detail. Yeah, you can see all the scratches on the floor and on the door frame, like someone was fighting to not be brought back in. Oh my god. Still waiting for them to fall through the floor. You step forward to join her, Gretchen remaining rooted to the floor outside. This was a prison cell. Everything about this place reeks of neglected humanity. The walls are covered in scratches, legible words mixed in with the nonsense of desperate clawing. The one window, set high in the far wall, is fitted with a thick plane of glass, as if the iron bars just beyond it wouldn't be enough to hold them imprisoned. You can't help but notice that the doll from your closet sits, watching you from the bed, one eyelid drooping. It adds an extra layer of menace to the already deeply unsettling room. Property of Alexandra. Look at all these scratches on the walls. Did a person do all this? I can't imagine how much it would have hurt. You can't help but notice that Stella's camera is no longer recording. Its little red indicator is dead as the air hanging over this room. It stinks too, like nothing I've ever smelled before. I've been in sewer drains that smelled better. Tabby? What happened here, Irinixis? What the hell happened here? Your eyes are drawn to the massive, almost letters, dug as deep into the brick as a cell's prisoner could manage, highlighted with whatever pigments were available. That all used to be in my closet, the boy and the... Who do you think was kept here? That doll used to be in my closet, property of Alexandria. Stella walks over to the doll and examines it. Am I supposed to be able to read whatever's written here on the wall? So then I was completely correct when I said that the prisoner was the boy. So I wasn't wrong in that connection. I really want to talk to Avery about it because Avery's the one who played him in the Ghosts performance. Like, I really wish I could go talk to Avery right now. Or even bring up Avery or the ghost possession or anything. Like, why is that not a subject matter that I'm allowed to discuss? Stella walks over to the doll and examines it. Property of Alexandria. Kids always talked about how she went missing. It's one of our town's urban legends. I wonder if they ever found her body. Maybe there wasn't a body to find. Is this how Alexandra went missing? Jesus. This doesn't all feel like old skeletons in the closet either. The smell is too fresh. And some of those locks on the door are modern. Stella lets the statement hang in the air. I just hope Tabitha didn't know about all this. Do you think it's possible that this whole time we knew each other? All those nights we stayed up talking late. She might have known this existed. No, she didn't know. She wouldn't have let something like this happen. Let's get out of here before somebody slams the door on us, sir. You and Stella are interrupted by a sound wrapping around you. Music. The tingling of piano keys, played by clumsy hands. They echo up through a narrow staircase at the end of the hall. One you've yet to travel. You hear that creepy music, right? Stella seems uncharacteristically shaken. She clutches at your arm, the camera trembling in her hand. Oh God, someone else is in here. You know who the mystery player is. It must be Wayne. He asked you to come here, led you up the third floor with the obvious tracks in the dust, and now, in his own strange way, he's inviting you to keep investigating, asking you to choose to find him. The two of you stagger away into the hall. I mean, we talked to him and he said he didn't know anything, but they also said that they remember their characters. They remember their dialogue. We could ask him, like, I don't know. I just want to revisit his dialogue now, knowing the context I know, I guess. Which, I mean, I can do on my own. I can just go back and rewatch my episode. Like, do you think it's him? Wayne? Stella seems to follow her momentary fear, straightening back up and letting the light return to her features. If it's him, he could have information. He seems like he knows a lot about what's been going on in town. And who knows? Maybe he'll be more willing to talk now that we found all those secrets your family has been hiding. Finally, the two of you have been removed yourself from that wretched place. That means it's time to go now. Yes, it's time for all of us to leave this awful place. I'll go alone. He might be more willing to talk if it's just me. We'll talk to him together. If Wayne wants to talk to me so badly, he can ditch the theatrics and just talk to me. Okay, so I'm gonna go talk to him. Do we take Stella with us, or do we talk to Wayne alone? I feel like because this is our romance arc with Stella, we should probably take her with us. If I wasn't romancing her, I'd probably not take her with me, to be honest. But What do y'all think? I don't think he would talk with her there, but you do. You. I mean, right. We might as well let her go with us. Let's go talk to him together. I know he doesn't like Stella, but it's like, even though she's not a fan of my possums, she is my girlfriend, so like I gotta bring her with me. I don't know. Of course. No way we're splitting up. I'm not letting that creep draw you into some trap without me around to help you out. Also, I'm old, yeah. I'm old too. Come on, Gretchen. I'll carry you. Stella scoops up Gretchen, the pug still visibly shaking with the fear this place seems to instill in her, though Stella's comforting grip seems to ease her poor little doggy spirit. That's right, my little old lady. Nothing bad happened, besides being shaken to my core, I guess. Nothing physically. We're just seeing one scary man and then we're leaving. Thank goodness we're finally getting out of this place. I don't know why Stella insists on visiting such dreadful domiciles. But at least she has me to protect her if things ever go awry. Her grip is firm and warm and reassuring. And together, you make your way down the hall to the source of the eerie music. The stairs take you into what you have to assume was once a servant's quarters, a network of crumpled passageways hidden way beyond the expansive rooms of the estate, without so much as a window for illumination. But you persist, and descend deeper into the bowels of the Scarlet Estate, the echoing piano your only company. Soon enough you see light again, the sun creeping in through the edges of the nearly hidden door. You're at the end of another long corridor. Its high ceilings and tall windows are almost disorienting as you step out from the cramped, gloomy stairwell. The music echoes mournfully in the vast space, a chorus of wind adding a melancholy harmony as it whips in from the overgrown courtyards outside. As you make your way into one of the side rooms, utterly dark save for the open doorway on the far wall, the music stops. There's no warning, no gentle fade or dramatic slamming of keys. Wayne! When you make your way to the music room, Wayne is already standing, his feet glimmering in the darkness beyond the standing veil. I'd hoped you'd come alone. Well, you'd better get used to me being around because your days of harassing Irinixis are over. From now on, you'll have to harass both of us. Yeah, this is my girlfriend, even though she doesn't like possums. This is still my girlfriend. Eerie, rude, it's beautiful. Hey man, beautiful music, honestly, though. He's just jealous about your game. That's all right. You can enjoy your lantern. You and I are already bound by our fates. You need to come to understand that if you expect any help to help anyone, yourself included, you're running out of time. Angel of music, answer his call. I love that achievement. He slips away into the shadows. Boy, come back. What did he just call me? Whatever. Let's just leave, yeah? Now, I think we've seen enough, and the floor down here feels like it could give away and throw us down a cliff any second. The warmth you and Stella shared last night seems to fall apart in the fresh air. Why is it blurry? Is that just my eyes because I'm an old lady? Like, the warmth you and Stella shared last night seems to fall apart in the fresh air, shaken by the unearthed secrets of your family's past. A tense silence holds between the two of you, as your mind does its best to grapple with what you found. What a relief that we're finally out of that awful place. It's not fit for humans anymore, and it's certainly not fit for dogs. I'd say it's best left to wretched little things like rats and possums. Only God's least favorite creatures should be subjected to such mold. The cell, the doll, Enoch's occult sanctuary, the boy in the wall, and his outfits in Edwardine's closet. It is possible your cousin has known about all. Is it possible your cousin has known about all of this? Your eyes dart back to Stella. Her face is fixed on some non-existent point far off in the distance, and you can only try to imagine what she might be thinking. Maybe she feels you're connected in some impossible way to what you've just discovered. Like you carry whatever went on in there in your blood. And Tabitha who had lived under the same roof as that cell her entire life. The silence feels like a terrible thing. Like treacherous, clouding the air, suffocating the fragile growth of a barely formed relationship. There's a feeling that the longer you wait to say anything, something, anything, the more your tentative relationship will unravel second by second. So say something, say anything, just break this awful silence already. Are you mad at me? You're not posting any of that. You're posting that to your channel. I had nothing to do with any of that. I don't think we can trust my cousin. Do you think Tabitha knows? Tabitha has to know. Do you think Tabitha is going to lock me up in there? Maybe the dungeon was a sex thing. Do you think Tabitha knows? What? Absolutely not. Tabitha? Tabby's not the kind of person to lock someone away in some sort of dungeon. I know her. She's not the sort of person who would keep something like that hidden from me. You've always been so quick to defend her. How can you trust her? What if you're wrong? I don't know. I'm not going to force anything here. Let's benefit of a doubt it, because throughout this whole run, I've always benefited it out of her. I've always informed her of my findings. I've always let her know where I am. I've called her to every adventure. So we're on the side of trusting Tabitha and loving Stella, even though she doesn't like possums. It's a rough break for you, Stella. You're lucky I already started romancing you. You're right. We need to see her. She deserves the benefit of the doubt. A palpable wave of relief washes over Stella. Yeah, really? Okay. Then we're going to the mines. Come on. He's the phantom of the forbidden wing. Okay, thank you for that. The mines seem quiet today. There are no miners milling around on the surface with sandwiches and cigarettes, trying to draw out a minute before returning to their coal-dusted stations. But also, there's not a picket line. What happened with the strike? The only sound is the constant flow industrial clanking of unending productivity. Oh, so she did break the strike. The only sign of life, the slow-moving machinery beyond the rickety chain link fence. The Scarlet Hollow mines are ticking along, as they always have. There is nothing here to stop you from seeing your cousin. All right, looks like the coast is completely clear. Yeah, so she was able to stop the strike. You and Stella make your way through the front lines and up the short path to your cousin's office. Stella doesn't bother to knock before twisting the door open and confidently stepping into the trailer. Tabby? Oh, wait, Tabby! Stella. Irinixis, what are you doing here? Why are you holding a shotgun? I clean it sometimes. Guns need that kind of thing, you know that. And this one has seen more action lately than usual. Needs some attention, that's all. So you two are still together, even in the light of day. Your long night just turned into a long morning, huh? How sweet. Let's not do small talk today, Tabby, please. Stella pulls up a chair, and the two of you sit down across from your increasingly anxious cousin. Hey, I didn't say you could sit. We just came from the Forbidden Wing, Tabby. Have you been there? What a dreadful place, you know. It says something about a lady. The way she manages her home. Stella, what were you thinking? You know not to go in there. I'm sorry, I know, but the stuff we found in there, Tabby, your family hid so much from you. You deserve to know. Um, let's start with the dad, I think, or Tabitha. We found like Enoch's study. It was behind an old bookcase, and there was this occult stuff in there. I hate that you cut me off, Stella. You're a really awful girlfriend. And old vials with notes in them, like he's been preserving them or something. It was so weird. What, like being into the occult is that surprising? He was a rich man in his early 1900s. Of course he was into the occult. What? That was like a hobby back then. I know that. I wouldn't have come all this way if that was it. But there was this other room where someone had tried to hide these big meat hooks like behind a curtain with a drain underneath and what looked like bloodstains. We also found these old clothes in Grandma Eddie's room, boys' clothes, and a freaky note that looked like might have been written in blood. I mean, it said I'm still in here and I love you or something. I don't know what this means, but it was in plastic. She clearly wanted to keep it. There was a dungeon in there, Tabitha. I want to believe you've never seen any of this. I want to believe that so badly. We're not trying to jump to any conclusions. We just want to make sense of what we found in there. See, I really want to do this cards things again, but she freaking cut me off. We're not trying to... Stella, I'm going to strangle you. Stop cutting me off. But none of that is even important because at the end of the day, it was this cell, a prison cell. Somebody was being kept up to there. We found these old notebooks talking about a boy living in the walls too, and I feel like it's all connected, especially since there was this creepy old doll in there. I just feel like your family was keeping some of their own kids in that room. And just before we left, we ran into Wayne, and I'm pretty sure he was the one who made sure we found it. But I don't know why. He was all mysterious and talked to me about some old curse and left. There, that's everything, okay? It's all laid out on the table. Oh, can I say something now? Oh, no. I'm gonna post it on YouTube. You can watch it then. Oh, Stella. Who's Stella's voice? Sorry, Irinixis. As soon as I saw her, I had to get it all out of my system, I guess. But it's out now. We're all on the same page. We're all in this together, right, Tabby? When Stella finishes, your cousin gathers herself and locks onto you with a steel gaze. You. You put her up to this. I know you did. Stella's been a nuisance for years, always pestering me and trying to visit me at work. But even she knew to never cross this line. Breaking into my house? You notice your cousin takes an odd twitch. Some unnatural movement hidden behind her desk. You're not that good at this, Irinixis. I see exactly what you're trying to do. To turn my only friend against me? To back me into a corner? Isn't that right? Tabby, come on, that isn't what's going on at all. I want to hear it from Irinixis. Saw you do something weird under the table. What did you do? I think she cocked the gun. I'm not drawing attention to that. There must be a way to put an end to this. You don't have to follow in your family's footsteps. I think you're changing the subject. Yeah, I've turned Stella against you. I don't care about you and Stella. I care about getting to the bottom of things. Maybe I should mention it. I think I'm about to get shot. I saw you do something under the table, weird under the table. What did you do? Hey, let's not get suspicious of each other. It was just a twitch. No, it wasn't. Irinixis here is sharp. Not that it matters that you notice. What's done is done. Perlan had a switch installed in the desk ages ago. A direct line to the police. Clearly, we need a mitigating party. And one is on its way. But I'm here. I can mediate. I'm good at that. How's this, Tabby? I know you're not to blame for everything we found in the estate. Clearly, your family has a long legacy of keeping secrets. And I know you feel like we violated your trust by going onto the closed off wings and looking for clues, but look on the bright side. Now we can all try to get on the same page. Doesn't that sound good? Aren't you lonely keeping all these secrets? Please, Tabitha, I don't want this to end with anyone being dragged off by the police. And with that being and with what you have on you, don't you think there's a possibility it won't be Irinixis who winds up in handcuffs? Oh, do you have any evidence of these supposed crimes? Or just footage of old rooms? Maybe an even better question would be, would you be willing to use it if you did? As much as I can tell you, like Irinixis, you've known me much, much longer. I doubt you'd ultimately be willing to turn in an old friend like me. I don't think Irinixis is capable of that much persuasion. The sound of an approaching police siren interrupts the argument before any further points can be made. I hope you had fun last night, Irinixis. I doubt the jail is going to be nearly as comfortable. Tabitha, I came here to be here for you. Because I know what it's like to be alone when your mom dies. And this is how you repay me? Don't you try that emotional manipulation bullshit on me. You think I don't know a freeloader when I see one? I came here for you. Oh, yeah? Not the free lunch? I doubt it. Tabby, you can't just act like anyone who's helping you is some master manipulator. Stella, quiet. Tabitha sighs, a certainty settling over her. I do wish I could be honest, or really, I wish honesty would do anything. But it's not going to keep the mines running. It's not going to fix the things that are actually broken around here, because that's what the Scarlets do at the end of the day. We keep the machinery oiled. We make sure its components are replaced when they break. It's a legacy I have to maintain, as cruel and unglamorous as it might seem to anyone else. And I'll keep shouldering that burden alone for as long as I have to. It's what I was born for. You too, Irinixis, though you've been neglecting it for a long, long time. Okay, Tabby, you're starting to scare me. There's a knock at the office door. Miss Scarlet, permission to enter? You were called, weren't you? Come on in. See, this is like worrying because I thought that I was being friendly with her the whole time. Like, I guess we weren't like friends, but like, I tried to like, oh man, not be awful to her. Like, I tried to keep her in the loop and I don't know. No, I understand. It's just I didn't realize that she was going to be this cold, I guess. Like, I expected her to not be super friendly, but I didn't expect her to be this heartless. The door swings open, and Deputy Franklin, the sternest member of the Scarlet Hollow police force, walks in. Is that the mayor's goon? At Tabitha's beck and call? Yes, I'd recognize that wretched leather stink anywhere. Well, if it isn't a pleasant coincidence, I've been looking for you all morning, city slicker. You're in a lot of trouble, kid. Too much trouble to let you keep wandering around causing mayhem. Oh, so you were already planning to take my cousin in, then? As a matter of fact, I was, yes, Miss Scarlet. See, there have been all these problems around town lately, and I don't need any explanation. Go ahead, be my guest. Uh, I want an explanation. What could you possibly be arresting Irinixis for? Stella, don't interfere. You and I can talk after Irinixis joins the deputy. Talk? Without them? Really? You are handing. Really, you are handling your last living relative over. Really? You are handling your last living relative over, no objections? You won't have me fired for abuse of power or anything? No, I think some time under lock and key will do my cousin some good. Now, if you could take care of this outside, Miss Richmond and I would appreciate it. Well, this sucks. You can't just take me away if I'm not being charged for something I've done nothing wrong. Tabitha, are you really doing this to me? I'm the only family I've left. Stella, back me up. I didn't do anything wrong. If you're arresting me, you should arrest Stella too. We did everything together. This whole town is doomed. You can't arrest me. Not when I'm the only one trying to stop what's coming. Tabitha, you're the one who should be arresting her. She has a whole torture dungeon in her house. Clearly she doesn't care about me, so... You can't just take me away if I'm not being charged with something. I've done nothing wrong. Kid, there's plenty I could get you for, which means I'm perfectly justified to put you on the 48-hour hold. And it's something that, like, Miss Scarlet has her own ideas as to what exactly the charges should be. But there will be charges. You hear that, Irinixis? You're at my mercy, so you'd better be on your best behavior. I don't want to hear that you gave the deputy a hard time. Deputy Franklin nods, whipping out his handcuffs. A single smooth police academy motion is all it takes, and the cuffs are locked around your wrists. So, it'll just be the three of us again, just like old times. How lovely. Gretchen, you are a silly dog. As you're dragged from the office, Stella calls out to you one last time. It's okay, Irinixis. Me and Tabby are going to work this out. When we come get you, everything will be okay. I promise. No, it won't be, Stella, because you talked over me the whole time, and you're the reason that she's so mad. You are not a good ally. Officer Franklin drags you from the office towards the squad car, tossing you into the back seat and slamming the door. As you're shoved into the car, voice crackles over the radio. Franklin, pick up already. We ain't got all day, boy. Apologies, Sheriff. I was just apprehending Irinixis. I did some sleuthing while you and the boys were out and decided to make a move on the case. The Scarlet Kid? I didn't think they did anything arrest-worthy. But we can chat about that later. We need you up at the farms pronto. Got ourselves a possible 187 brewing. 420. Or 10-4, my bad. Damn. This day just keeps getting crazier. Suppose you'll have to come along for the ride. Deputy Franklin wastes no time in turning on the sirens, blasting down the road towards whatever emergency is underway, with you in tow. This is possibly one of the few times he has ever been able to do this, and despite his sunglasses and stiff demeanor, there's definitely an excitement in the way he cruises around the treacherous mountain turns. This is the end of part 1. Part 2 will be releasing February 20th. Alright. So, I'm supposed to save it here. But I kind of want to see what happens if I don't take Stella with me, because she ruined everything. So we're going to save it here. Because I have to know. Right, you have no reason to arrest me, the sheriff just said. Okay, so we're going to do this. I'll go alone. Sorry, girlfriend, I'm not a fan of you. You might be more willing to talk if it's just me. That's good, though, but I'm going to be close by, okay? As much as I want whatever information he has, he's a creep. I'm ready to fight for you if it comes to that. She rests a sturdy palm on your shoulder, giving you a confident grin. Then you step forward, making your way down the hall towards the eerie music above. The stairs take you into what you have to assume was once a servant's quarter, a network of crumpled passages hidden away beyond the expansive rooms of the estate, without so much as a window for illumination. But you persist, and descend deeper into the bowels of the Scarlet Estate, the echoing piano your only company. Soon enough you see a light again, the sun creeping in through the edges of the nearby hidden door. You're at the end of another long corridor. Its high ceilings and tall windows are almost disorient as you step out from the cramped, gloomy stairwell. The Music echoes mournfully in the vast space, a chorus of wind adding a melancholy harmony as it whips in from the overgrown courtyard outside. It finally stops as you reach the doorway. Wayne stands from the bench. Thank you for coming alone. He makes his way down the tilted floor towards you, the sheets covering, the old furniture fluttering as a slight breeze sweeps through the room, carrying with it the smell from the wound that is his body as he approaches. Wait, carrying with it the smell from the wound that is his body as he approaches, step by careful step. I hope you enjoyed the sightseeing. He stops just a few paces away, and I trust you understand the implications of everything you've seen. If you aren't careful and put your faith in the wrong people, things could go very, very wrong for you. Yeah, I know, I just got arrested. What's with the dramatics? Isn't this all a little theatrical? What's with the doll in that room? How do I know you're the right person to trust? Who lived in that last room? Does Tabitha know about all this? We need to call someone about this. I want to leave. Step towards him. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Okay. So yeah, this is definitely the better option because you get to learn a lot more about what's going on. And yeah, so we're going to do some questions. What's with the theatrics? Isn't this all a little theatrical? No. What's with the doll in that room? She liked it, so I liked it too. It was nice to see it again after so many years. So he's the boy in the wall. And he's just possessed like another body. Who lived in that last room? Wayne cocks his head almost playfully. I did. Yeah! I'd been in that room a long, long time. Though my being free now is meaningless in the grand scheme of things. The town itself is enough of a prison that I might as well still be stuck behind that door. But at least I'm free enough to warn you. Does Tabitha know about all this? Of course. Why do you think she invited you here? Wait, what? That absolute bitch! I don't even know what to say. We're gonna stay silent on this one, because I don't even know what to say. I've given you a glimpse into one of your possible futures. Whether you choose to believe me or not is up to you. But I urge you to consider believing what your eyes have shown you. Your freedom is on the line. How do I know you're the right person to trust? If you're still asking questions like that, I know there's nothing I can say that will convince you. But I will keep looking out for you, whether you trust me or not. What do you mean this town is a prison? I can't leave. No one really can. As it stands now, Scarlet Hollow doesn't like letting go of its prisoners. They may be able to cross the town line, but not without paying a price. That can be changed, though. It wasn't always this way, and it was never meant to be. We can put an end to it. I want to leave. I've had enough of this place. I want to go home. I'm afraid that's not possible. One way or another, you'll be stuck here, and the more you try to get leave, the worse the consequences will be. You will have to stay and face what's coming, but you won't have to face it alone. I don't believe you. I don't know what to think. This is all too much. I trust you, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do about any of this. I'm with you all the way. For all I know, you deserved to be locked up. I trust you, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do about any of this. Wayne's shoulders seem to relax slightly as if he's relieved. Good, good. Our enemies rely on keeping us divided. They know how much stronger we can be together. The witch holds some of the final pieces. Find her, pry them from her hands, and then everything should start falling into place. You have no idea who he could be talking about, unless you're already starting to forget about her. Memory is a disloyal thing, isn't it? Physical, easily manipulated. But something being missing from your head doesn't mean it's gone from the world. Before either of you say another word, he vanishes back into the shadows of the Forbidden Wing. You make your way back through the dark, cluttered side rooms and return to Stella's side. She greets you with a nervous grin, clearly relieved to see you, even though you were only gone very briefly. Gretchen stares up at you with her big worried eyes. What a wretched stink that man carries around. I'd usually be tempted to roll around in a pungent stink like that, but there's just something so wrong about it, something that makes my mouth dry up, and I like my slobber the way it is. You made it out. Good. I'm glad I didn't have to jump in and start a scuffle with that guy. But at the very least, more use. But was he at the very least more useful this time? See, I don't know how I feel about you, Stella. Um, I feel like I probably should tell you, but I also don't trust you because you don't give me any time of day. I'll tell her. You share everything he said. Stella focuses the camera on you and nodding along as you talk. Tabitha, no. I can't believe she was in on something your family did. I just can't. She wouldn't willingly go along with something like that. I refuse to believe it. He clearly has ulterior motives, right? He's totally trying to turn you guys against each other, right? Let's just get out of here. Yeah? Like now. She takes your hand, her grip strong if trembling, and gives you what feels like a poor attempt at a confident grin. Together you make your way out of the forbidden wing, practically running until your feet hit solid ground and skin is embraced by the crisp autumn sunlight. The warmth you and Stella shared last night seems to fall apart in the fresh air, shaken by the unearthed secrets of your family's past. A silence tense between the two of you, as your mind does its best to grapple with what you found. What a relief that you were finally out of that awful place. It's not fit for humans anymore, and it's certainly not fit for dogs. I'd say it's best left to wretched little things like rats and possums. Only God's least favorite creatures should be subject to so much mold. The cell, the doll, Wayne's insinuation that Tabitha has known about all of this, and even more that she was partaken willingly in your family's crimes. Not only that, but that she has designs for you. Is it true? Your eyes dive back up to Stella. Her gaze is fixed on some non-existent point far off in the distance, and you can only try to imagine what she might be thinking. Maybe she's feeling you're connected in some impossible way to what you've just discovered, like you carry whatever went on in there in your blood. And Tabitha? Tabitha, who had lived under the same roof as that self her entire life. This silence feels a terrible thing. Like Demetrius, clogging the air. Detritus, clogging the air, suffocating the fragile growth of a barely formed relationship. They are in this feeling that the longer you wait to say something, anything, the more your tentative relationship will unravel, second by second. So say something, say anything, just break this awful silence. I kind of want to make her post it. I don't think we can trust my cousin. What? Is this because of that Wayne said? I wouldn't trust that creep to tell the truth about anything. Have you forgotten that he's been stalking you? And Tabitha's not the kind of person who locks someone away for some sort of dungeon. I know her. She's not the sort of person who would keep something like that hidden from me. Gretchen, do you trust Tabitha? Do I? You're certainly putting me in a delicate position, Irinixis. I have a distinct distaste for her feline companion, as you know. But she does seem to take good care of the damnable thing, despite its limited capability in expressing any kind of affection, and that I must commend. Though you seem to hold a certain discomfort about the woman, and I can't say I blame you. She and that cat have more in common than not. She's whimpering. Okay, I get it. But if we're not going to Tabitha, then what are we supposed to do? We have to do something. No, you're fine, you're right. Confronting Tabitha right now is the only thing that makes sense. Nope. Everything else I can think of just feels like delaying the inevitable. Nope. I mean, we go to the cops. We should find the next stone. Oh, that's a cool move. Wayne said we should find the witch. What if, pretending nothing happened, we should just left town together? There might be something other than Tabitha we could go to. I don't actually have any ideas. Wayne said we should find the witch. I don't know what you see in that creep. I don't even know who the witch would be. And it's not like he said where to start looking for her, right? Still has a point. You have no idea where to even begin finding this witch. Or, for what that matter, who she, like Stella. You assume this witch is a she, could possibly be. Think harder. But the harder you think, the more easily the answers seem to slip away from you, as though you're trying to grab onto dry sand on the beach. You can only hope that the witch Wayne spoke of will reveal herself in time. Time, right now, feels like a precious resource. The weight of this morning sits on your shoulders, driving you into the ground. You have to do something to make it stop, to make it feel like you're a little less trapped. So that's a dead end. No, no, fine, right. No, we are not going to come. No, no, no. We should find the next step. Which we don't have a single lead for. I don't think we have another plan. Irinixis, I'm sorry, I have to go. You can come with me if you want. I'd like it if you did, but I'm not spending any more time arguing in the woods. Good luck with whatever it is you think you have to do, Irinixis. I'll keep our Stella safe. Without another word, Stella turns away, determination settling over her as she hurries down with Gretchen in tow. Well, that's going to end horribly. You are alone without another person here to ground you. The panic of this morning's revelation sinks deeper into your chest. You have to do something. Maybe there's someone else you can run to. Not going after Stella. Not going to the police. The only way out of this is by finding the rest of the stone carvings, alone if I have to. I'm getting the hell out of this place, even if I have to walk. Oh, I'm intrigued by so many of these choices. Stella's totally going to get shot. I kind of want to go to Avery, so my brain thinks I'm going to someone I can trust, but I don't know if I get to decide who that is. I also kind of love the idea of just walking out, because I feel like something horrible is going to happen. And then I also want to find the stone carving. So I'm like, I wanted to choose all three of these. Okay. You've seen everything a sane person would possibly want to see in Scarlet Hollow. It is time for you to leave. Who knows how long it will take on foot, but every road leads somewhere, right? And a road isn't here. If you're fortunate, you'll cross paths with a car willing to pick you up sooner rather than later. You aren't spending another second in this godforsaken town. You start down the road and you don't stop. Past Main Street, past the library, where you gave so much for this town. To what? Too much. That never should have been your problem. Past the bus stop and the gas station on the edge of town, one foot in front of the other. Hey! Miles stops you before you're able to leave town, doing his best to hide that he's out of breath. He must have been running to catch up. Irinixis, wait, I have to talk to you. There's something going on, but I can't remember what. It has to do with Sybil and somebody else. And that somebody feels really important. And I feel like if I don't remember before it's too late, somebody's gonna... Oh my gosh, Kanika! That's why she's missing. Hey, Jay. Because she's missing. That's why Kanika's not in here. It wasn't a glitch. It wasn't a bug. We forgot Kanika. Never mind. This was stupid. I just sound crazy. I can just leave? I'm really intrigued by this route, but I also kind of want to just try to leave again. This isn't my problem. I'm getting out of here. Whatever. Should have kept my mouth shut. Forget I said anything. Go get lost in the woods or whatever the hell you're about to do. He scoffs, glancing to the side, clearly trying to hide the glimmer of tear in his eye. I'm sorry, Miles. That's none of your business. He sulks away and you turn your back on Scarlet Hollow, hopefully for good. Just like before, one foot in front of the other. Just you and the road and the trees and the open air where nobody can shove you into a profane little box. You spend days waiting for someone else to help you out of this situation. You'll find another town soon, and eventually you'll be on a bus. And then you'll be back home, away from whatever the hell Scarlet Hollow had in store for you. And if Tabitha ever tries to call you again, you let it go to voicemail. There's a sound in the bush by the road. Not these things again. Oh, wow. You can hear more in the woods off to the either side. Their awful whispers start to fill the air. Just want to go home. Please let me through. But your words do little to stifle the curiosity of the creatures approaching you. You turn to flee too late, and you feel a sting in your lower leg as one of them gets close enough to bite. Your calf goes numb, so you don't feel the next one inserting its awful little stinger into you, nor do you feel the eggs. You're sure they've slipped under your skin. The numbness spreads up to your thigh, static where you used to be. You fall to the ground and they swarm you. This is what they do to animals they corner in the woods. They're turning you into meat. This is the end of your playthrough of episode 5. It might not look like the end of you. Irinixis' story will continue in its conclusion for the release of the final chapters. This is the end of your playthrough, but it might not be the end of you. What does that mean? That's really interesting. So, yeah, I'm going to save this. That's really cool. Okay, and now we'll load. Okay, so now let's check in. We'll check in on Kanika another day, because if I can find that same path in another playthrough, I might follow it. But let's see. That's right. If you just manage to throw yourself into the arms of someone you can actually trust, maybe they can help you. Maybe you don't have to deal with this alone. Can you trust anyone? Avery. Avery. You can trust Avery. They're the only other outsider I know here. Avery hasn't wronged me. I need a calm and collected presence right now. They're the only other outsider you know in Scarlet Hollow, which means that maybe they're the only person who can understand you right now. Run to Avery. Go to the diner. There must be somebody else I can trust. Go to the diner. Great. Okay, I wanted Avery, so that works really well. You arrive at the diner breathless and panicked. You pause in the lot outside, doing your best to gather your thoughts, trying to make yourself presentable, even being seen in a place as public as Winnie's. But before you can enter, a voice calls out to you from around the corner. Looking for Avery? He's up at Julius's. Left me high and dry dealing with some very irritable miners. Sounds like the strike's off and a bunch of folks got fired over it. But you didn't hear it from me. I thought giving a job to my sister's kid would make running the diner easier. But this is the second shift in a row I'm understaffed. But I guess it's good they're finally making friends in town. Why is Avery at Julius's place? Hell if I know, didn't ask. I'd rather this wasn't the case, I'll tell you that much. Can't say I approve of Avery getting calls from the crusty old man like Mr. Tremaine. But I don't stick my nose where it don't belong. How do I get to Julius's place? It's quite a walk, but if you really want to get there, just follow Main Street back the way you came and take a turn on Tremaine Drive or Callaway Lane. It's got the 2 signs. No way you'll miss it. Just walk a mile or so down that gravelly ass path. Just try and pass off as the road. And look, I know you're well-meaning, but I've also heard enough from Avery to know that you bring trouble everywhere you go. So you'd better not let as much of a stray feather land on them, or I'll be coming for you. Winnie returns to the diner, leaving you alone to ponder your next step. Where could you possibly turn to next? Winnie says that Avery is with Julius, so that is where I'm going. This was a mistake. I'm going after Stella. Nope. That is where I'm going. You went to the diner to find Avery, and now you know where they are. Yeah, you can't leave, you die. That's crazy. Your destination's set. You start the miles-long march to the Tremaine and Callaway farms. I mean, it makes sense, though, also. Like, that's what he was saying, is you cannot leave this place. This is the end. Okay, so I will find Avery next time. So then I have my Avery route. I have my Kanika route. Anything you're doing right now isn't finding the rest of the stone carvings is a stall. Only you don't know where the next stone carving is, at least not with certainty, and this isn't the time for uncertain wandering. Is there anyone else we would want to potentially talk to? Dr. Kelly would be interesting, considering I just broiled her son. There's something about Dr. Kelly's stern nature that makes you feel safe so long as you go to her for shelter. Run to Dr. Kelly. Yeah, so that'll be another route we explore. I'm so excited for part 2 of this because I have so many paths I'm going to pursue. Irinixis, stop. Stop. I heard you. You've got some nerve coming back here pounding on my door like that. If I owe you any more of my... She looks up and down, clearly noticing the tremble in your limbs, the panic splash across your face. Something else happened. What? What is it? Wait, don't tell me out here. Get inside. The doctor ushers you in. All signs of what happened yesterday seem to have vanished. There are no streaks of paint on the walls, and the sunlight casts no harsh shadows, softening the memories of what happened here. What's going on? Do I need to be worried? Tell her everything. You explain what you've just uncovered in the estate. Your family's secrets, the possibility of other stones, the cell, and your cousin's strange insistence throughout the week that nothing is wrong. When you've finished, Dr. Kelly is silent for a few long seconds, taking in everything you've said. Come here. She wraps you in her arms, pressing you into her chest. There is a surprising strength in her embrace. It's clear she's tried to wash off what happened last night, but beneath the floral cleanliness of her shampoo, you can still make out the smell of campfire and cooked meat. Then she pulls away, holding you firmly by the shoulders, looking you in the eye. It's okay, Irinixis. Nothing is going to happen to you. I'll do everything in my power to make sure of that. Is there anyone else we can trust? Are we alone in this? I'm not sure. I don't like the thought of involving anyone else, not even when things seem to be getting dangerous. You said that Wayne guy told you about a witch, right? I'm not his biggest fan. I don't know what he was doing in that clinic yesterday, and I don't know what to... And I don't want to know. That being said, if this witch is who I think it is, I have business with her anyways. Sybil has some explaining to do. It's odd to see someone acting so antagonistically towards Sybil. She's only ever been helpful to you. Dr. Kelly is going to be a mother in this version. Yeah. Like, you know, you've been through it. I am here. And also, this does confirm that Sybil is the witch. We should get into town and see what she knows, because I'm willing to bet she's been hiding just as much from as your family did. Hell, she might even be involved, if your creepy friend can be believed. That is a big if. God, you're too young to be dealing with all of this. Thank you. I really need someone who knows what they're doing. Don't thank me yet. My usefulness remains to be seen. I might just have a death wish. Hard to tell. I vibe with this a lot. Dr. Kelly marches you back through the residual neighborhoods of Scarlet Hollow, taking you towards Main Street. You're uncertain where exactly you're going, but she's walking with confidence, so you follow along as best you can, letting her guide you to the next task. What? She seems surprised. She's pored over the brick up exterior of one of the old shops lining what meant to be this town's main thoroughfare. I was here just yesterday. What the hell? How is it closed? There's even moss on the bricks. What is going on? I'm pretty sure it's been like this since I got to town. That's not true. Something changed. She made something change. She's making it change in our memories too, isn't she? I know this place was open. I know I've been inside many times, but now I can't even remember what this place used to be. What the hell? How is this possible? Sybil, you get out here now. You'd better be able to reverse this or. Morning, Joan. So sorry to interrupt, but I'm afraid I've got business with Irinixis here. Franklin, not now. We're in the middle of something. I'm gonna have to insist, Joan. Irinixis is under arrest. Dr. Kelly laughs, manic and sharp. You're joking me. What for? We could start with breaking and entering. It sounds like Irinixis went on quite the adventure in the estate this morning, and Miss Scarlet is still trying to decide whether or not to press charges. I'd already been meaning to bring the suspect in for questioning over some other incidents that happened in town this week, but this one is pretty cut and dry. Sounds like there was eyewitness testimony. So, Stella betrayed me is an option because that was supposed to be my girlfriend. Breaking up. I don't care if I committed a crime. You need to look at what I found. I don't have any of the evidence. Stella has that. But I guess we could go back to the estate. Not that he would. I didn't break into anything. The door to the wing was open. Or Stella betrayed me. Let's do this one. Let's have a dramatic breakup arc. I didn't say who the eyewitness was. That sure sounds like an admission of guilt. No, this is not happening. We have much more important things to worry about than whatever it is you think we're doing here. So why don't you just amble back to the station and pretend you couldn't find Irinixis while we try to solve the actual problems around here, okay? I'm afraid you don't have the authority to decide who gets arrested. Franklin puffs out his chest. Then, in some kind of swift police academy maneuver, you find yourself being handcuffed. You have the right to remain silent. Stop! What crime has been committed? Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Don't worry, Irinixis. I won't stand for this. I'll get you out. Her voice is muffled by the slamming of a car door. A new voice takes the radio. We already read this part. And there we go. How fun. Okay, so that's where we'll pause and we'll stop for today because my hand is numb. Yay! We have so many fun little avenues. And I will be back on the 20th to finish all of these little endings that I started. So, I hope you had fun. I did. Bye.